Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on Sunday, February 4th. A little weird. No NFL football today. I don't know. I kind of don't feel the same. But we still have plenty of action on the card today to help us make some money. We got NBA, college hoops. It's a money-making Sunday. Money-making Sunday. Roof. What's happening?
Not much, man. Just like you said, it feels weird to have an NFL Sunday or a Sunday without NFL. See, I'm so used to saying it. Sunday without NFL. We've only got one more. That's the sad thing. Before we gotta deal without it for another 5-6 months. So that's okay. We knew this day was coming, but you know there's still gonna be college hoops. There's still gonna be NBA, NHL coming back too. So we got stuff to tide us over until it comes back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Romanelli. Welcome to the show on Sunday. How you doing, my man?
Good morning, Jay. Yeah, we got the Pro Bowl today. Can't forget that. In my life, I've never watched a single Pro Bowl, and I don't intend to anytime soon. It's one of the worst events. I don't like any of the All-Star games, but I think the Pro Bowl is the worst of all of them. But, yep, nice NBA card, but some games where we see some big spreads. We'll talk about it, but I like the college hoops card quite a bit.
There you go. There you go. Brian B., what's happening, my man?
I'll tell you what, who needs the NFL when you got college basketball and the St. Peter's Peacocks taking on the Marist Red Foxes? I'll tell you what, I love college hoops, and this is just as good as an NFL Sunday.
The money's been the same if you win, so I gotta agree with you. Hot Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Hey, Matthews sent the home crowd happy with a nice win for his team in the All-Star competition. So that happened. Some good action yesterday in college hoops. So, as Brian said, hey, there's the Marist Fox taking on in college hoops action. I don't know if that's the brightest card, brightest game on the board today that's got me all excited. But if it's got Brian excited, maybe he's got a nice edge to find money, and I'm guessing that's why he's excited. Because usually Brian's not the team guy. He's not like, yeah, I love this team. He just finds a spot that makes you money. So definitely, if he's talking about the Marist Foxes, then there's definitely an angle there to make some money. So definitely some few spots to make some money today. And I'm with Ron. I'm not. Since they changed the format of the Pro Bowl and made it in the middle week, I haven't watched any of it. I like the old Pro Bowl when it was after the Super Bowl, when everybody was there at the Pro Bowl. That's when it was a little more exciting. Not now. They put in the middle. It's just kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. Wayne, what's happening, my man? Welcome to the show on a Sunday.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Jay? Morale a little down. Started off solid yesterday, and then I was getting backdoored left and right after the middle of the day. No pause intended. The backdoor was definitely in action yesterday. And just looking to get back right today, man. Nice NBA card, as these guys stated. Decent college basketball card, in my opinion, but always money to be made.
Always money to be made on a money-making Sunday. Shane, on a weekend show. What's happening?
How's it going, everyone? I'm still flying high for my Jayhawks. Absolute ass kicking of Houston yesterday. But I think one thing is very clear with this college basketball season, especially after yesterday. I mean, this is a tournament that no joke 15 teams could win. So I think we're in for a good couple months of college basketball here to close out the season.
I'm definitely with you. It's up there in the air, man. It's up there in the air. You can make a legitimate argument, like you said, for about 15 teams. And then, of course, you got teams like outside the rankings, like my Oklahoma boys. I know they lost yesterday, but if they can get it together, they might go on a run and can do it too. We'll see. I can't wait. We'll be in Vegas for the tournament. Anybody that's going to be out there, holla at me. I'll be in Vegas for March Madness Week 1. David.
What's going on, Jay? I can tell you one team that won't be in March Madness is my Michigan Wolverines. I have no idea how Juwan Howard keeps his job. That team is a joke. Every game, same story. They play well. They give it away a little bit in the end of the first half, and the second half, they just get steamrolled. It's incredibly frustrating. But, yeah, we're heading towards the meat and potatoes part of college hoops, and baseball is going to be on us here
Hey, I can't wait.
soon.
I can't wait. I can't wait for baseball. Like, I've never been this excited for baseball. I swear.
Yeah. And I'm hoping maybe my Tigers can compete a little bit this year. And
maybe.
But yeah, excited. I'm with you guys, with Rod and Ron. At least the Pro Bowl is not for me.
Have you recovered? You've had a week to recover. You recovered yet?
No. We had it. We were 30 minutes away from playing in the Super Bowl, and we're fumbling and dropping passes and brutal. I think I would have rather lost by like 10 points, never had the lead, than
to be up in that fashion.
Yeah, I mean, we were dominating, and then it just all fell apart. The turnovers, 3 and outs, everything we didn't do. But San Fran's a great team too. So I mean, you open the door just a little bit, and they're going to kick it down.
Most definitely. We'll see them boys next week in that bowl. See if they can get it done. Jovan, what's happening, bro?
Now yesterday was a lot of big matchups. Top 10 teams facing each other, top 25 teams facing each other. And a lot of people seem to, think that the early game that the Johnnies were going to get it done. I just knew that at MSG, it's a UConn stomping ground. That's why Rick Pitino wants that particular game back on campus. And you saw what UConn does, when they're at MSG. Kansas at the Fog, no brainer. I was on the other side of that, but that's because I roll with Houston, all the time. It has worked out throughout the years and this year until yesterday, but yeah, can't really go against Bill Self and them boys at Allen Falk House. So Allen Falk Fieldhouse. So there was a lot of good games. Started off hard. I started off hard, ended off in a whimper. Ready to get back on the saddle for another big Sunday.
Big Sunday ahead for me yesterday. I started off pretty cold. I had Houston. The day didn't start off the way I wanted to, but boy, did it end in a great way. Shout out LeGoat James, Madison Square Garden. Come on, y'all. Hey. Anybody was going to go into the Garden and knock off the Knicks, it was going to be LeBron. And then the Mavs. I know y'all want me to talk about the Mavs, and hey, bro, they're trash. Okay, I said it. We'll talk about it on the jam session. We'll talk about the Mavs in a little bit, but let's talk some college hoops, man. Let's talk some college hoops. Then we'll dive into the NBA action. Not nearly the card we had yesterday. 180,000 games yesterday. Today we have like a handful. So let's split the card in half. It's still some really good games like today. Like Brian said, we got Marist out there today, man. So let's start, of course, with the game of the day, Purdue, Wisconsin, and we'll go all the way through to Eastern. So the last game for me at that time slot is Wright State and Northern Kentucky. Roof, one of my favorite college basketball experts. Talk to me. What you like in this slot?
This is a for being a Sunday card. This is actually kind of tough. A lot of action, but I'm gonna go with Rider plus the points against Iona. These are just two teams that can flat out score, and I just don't know if Iona's defense can do enough to hold down Rider. I think this is a game where Iona wins, but I think Rider loses by 4 or 5 points. I think the last meeting finished 80-78. So I think that this could be a really, really tight one. So give me Rider plus the points against Iona in that one.
Rider plus the points for Ruffalo. Mr. Bankshot Breakdown himself. Talk to me.
Yeah, this line keeps rising, but I think we're just getting a better price with Davidson. I've seen 5.5 points. I mentioned on the breakdown that Loyola Chicago, I think, has really benefited from playing a really weak conference schedule. They haven't played Dayton yet. They haven't played Davidson, George Mason, St. Bonaventure. They haven't played any of those teams. So they're racking up the wins over some of the weaker teams like St. Louis and Fordham, and they've won some close games against St. Joe's and UMass. But to me, while I really like this program and I love what they did a couple years ago in the tournament, I do think they're a little bit overvalued in this spot. And I think Davidson's a balanced team. They're not as make the three or lose as they used to be. You know, this was a team that if they didn't make their threes, they had no chance. But they're more balanced this year. I think the defense is underrated as well. Top 100 in just defensive efficiency. So I'm going to take the points with Davidson. I think they could win the game outright.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Davidson for Romanelli. I appreciate you, Ryan. I appreciate that. Brian B. What you like here, my man?
Yeah, for me this time slot, I'm going to go with the Wisconsin Badgers plus the points. I'm a little scared off of taking them as a premium pick, but I think they're good enough for a free pick today. 3 straight covers off a loss in their last game. Purdue looked beatable against Northwestern. They went to overtime, got the W. And then I'll take the Marist Red Foxes, lay that 3.5 points. Marist off a blowout loss to Mount St. Mary's. Peacocks haven't covered in they've only had one cover in their last 5 games, and 7-3 last 10 for the Peacocks. They look like the better team. It just seems like a public dog here, St. Peter's. I'm going to take the Marist Red Foxes, lay the points.
Marist and Wisconsin. Brian B. All right, what you got for me?
And for me in this watch, you know what? I'm going to agree with Ron. You got to look at the Davidson here, and I like Davidson in this spot. You're going to get that many points with Davidson, and I think they are the better team. Davidson in that one, you give me 4.5. I had written down that they should be favored in that game, but Loyola is pretty good at home. But I think Davidson comes and gives them a battle, and I think I'm not even going to take the points. I like Davidson to win that one outright in Chicago today. So give me Davidson on the money line.
There you go. Davidson, ML for high ride. What's that pay? What's the money line price? You have it?
Give me 1 second. I'll tell you.
See him plus 190, plus 200.
Yeah, almost 2 times your money. Got to give it a shot.
I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Wayne Scott.
No association, but I'm riding with Purdue Fort Wayne here. Definitely know it's not going to be a popular pick. Youngstown State has been rolling 7-3 in their last 10. Youngstown State has definitely been coming along. Purdue Fort Wayne has been playing good at the beginning of the season. They've been falling off, but both of these teams can score. And in that last game, I was on Purdue Fort Wayne in that game. They should have covered that game, but they were they didn't shoot well from the free throw line, and they normally do. I just think this is a close game. We get them at home with points, a team that can shoot the three well, a team that plays better defense at home. Give me Purdue Fort Wayne here with the points.
So just clarifying, no affiliation?
No affiliation. And nickname IPF W. I might need an IPA during this game.
I'm rocking with it. What's up, Shane? What you like here in this slot, my man?
I like Wisconsin money line. Zach Edey is about the worst defender in college basketball. And what does Wisconsin like to do? They like to run the pick and roll. I think they put Zach Edey in tough positions here. They almost lost to Northwestern in the last game. And the foul differential in that game was ridiculous. At some point, these Big Ten refs need to figure out that Zach Edey fouls every time he has an offensive foul every time he gets the ball. At some point, I think that's why he struggles so much in the NCAA tournament, because he doesn't have the Big Ten refs anymore. But I think they get Zach Edey away from the hoop here, make him defend, and I think that really hurts him. I like Wisconsin on the money line.
Wisconsin money line. David Racing.
I'm going to take a look at this UNC Greensboro and Furman game. UNC Greensboro, they're, I think, second in the conference, playing really well this season, 7-2, but I'm going to like take Furman here at home. Furman's 9-1 on their home court. They just beat Samford, who is the top team in the Southern Conference. They're 9-1, and Furman beat them in their last home game pretty good. Beat them 78-68. So I think it's worth a shot here. Furman, high-flying offense, 81 points a game. They don't play much defense. 76 points against per game. But I just think at home, UNC Greensboro is under 500 on the road. So I'll take Furman minus the 3.5.
Furman. David Racy. Jovan, what you got for me?
Yeah, I'm going to go with this ugly dog, Siena. Last time we saw them, they got whooped out by 41 points, to Ryder. Meanwhile, Mount St. Mary's, they laid the wood to Marist. I just think that this is a case of being, look at the line, 8.5. Seems a little bit low, and I think Siena shows some sort of pride at home after that thumping that they took. I believe it was Friday. So yeah, give me Marist. I mean not Marist. Sorry, give me Siena.
Marist on your mind? You must be thinking about them boys too.
Nah. Just the fact that Mount St. Mary's had beat up on Marist. So
okay.
Bettler's got us all thinking about Marist here.
Yeah, just checking, if I could slide an extra one out of you, I will try to. I'm gonna agree with the panel. I'm taking Wisconsin too. Now, let me preface this by saying I fade Purdue damn near daily. I do. Every game I fade their ass. I don't think they're that good. I think they're gonna get bounced early in the tournament again. We'll see if I'm right. I had a money line ticket Northwestern that last game, and I go back and watch the morning show. I called exactly to a T how that game was gonna go. Northwestern was gonna have a legitimate shot to win the game outright, and they weren't gonna get it done. The game was gonna go to overtime, and they were gonna fail to win it, but they would cover. Today, I actually get to cash my money line ticket fading Purdue ass. On the road, I don't trust them. And I think Shane made a really good point. I want to see Edie in this pick and roll. I want to see him. I don't know. Favored on the road in Wisconsin. Are they the better team? Probably. I'm like, if this game was in Purdue, I get it. But on the road, favored? Nah. I'm gonna take my shot on the plus money here with Wisconsin. All right, fellas. Let's go to the next section. We're gonna start with IUPUI Milwaukee, and we'll go through Stanford, Arizona. I'll start back in with Jovan. What you got for me here?
Let's look at it real quick. You know what? I'm gonna roll with Providence. Villanova's in a bad way. They do need this game, but I can't lay anything with the Wildcats by margin. Especially against a Providence team who showed some grit. After losing their top dog Hawkins. So just want to strip for that. I think this is going to be one of those one possession games down to the wire. Last team with the ball possibly wins. Give me the Fries.
Fries for Jovan. David.
Yeah, this is a big number here, but I'm going to take Arizona to run away from Stanford here. Currently a 17.5-point favorite. Stanford did beat Arizona earlier in the year. Pretty good, 100-82. I think we do see plenty of points here, but Arizona, they flexed their muscle a little bit last game out against Cal. They blew the doors off them, 91-65. Stanford's been a decent team. They've been really good, actually, 6-4 in the Pac-12 compared to what they normally are. But I just think this Arizona offense is too good. They're scoring just under 90 points per game, shooting 49% from the field. And I think they have that payback revenge factor on their mind. I think they really jump on Stanford here and get back that loss from earlier in the year.
Laying the huge number there with Arizona at the crib. David, 17.5. Shane, what you like?
I like Illinois here. This Nebraska team is much different on the road as they are at home. 1-5 straight up on the road, 1-5 against the spread. It seems like every time that Nebraska is a big home win, they followed up with a terrible road loss. 3 games ago, they beat Ohio State 83-69 at home. They followed it up by scoring 51 on the road against the Maryland team. That's not that good. I think their offense struggles here. This Illinois team is talented, especially with Shannon back. I think Illinois has no issues here, and Nebraska's going to have another terrible road game.
Stomp down. Illinois for Shane. Wayne.
Yeah, this is an ugly one, but I like South Dakota plus the 15.5. I know they just got stomped out, and I know South Dakota State has won the last 7 in a row, but we're getting to a point where it's just too many points. Neither one of these teams can play defense. Both of them are decent on offense. South Dakota State is a good 3-point shooting team, and South Dakota State, South Dakota, I'm sorry. With this in-state rivalry, I think South Dakota can keep it closer. South Dakota State has only 2-5 as home favorite. So for me to expect them to cover this huge number against a South Dakota team that can score and hit the three, I'm just not doing it. I don't care if they won 10 in a row. I'm not gonna fall for that. I'm gonna take South Dakota in the 15.5 here.
All right.
And for me in this time slot, you know what? I'm going to take UAB plus all the points versus SMU. You look who's playing the better hoops right now, and it's UAB. They've been hooping. Where's the 4 of their last 5 games? When you look on the other side of the court in SMU, well, their last few games they haven't looked good. They lost to North Texas, lost to Wichita, and then both teams played Memphis, and UAB beat Memphis handily, and SMU lost to Memphis. And for me, that's a big difference. I think UAB is just playing the better hoops, and we're getting 7.5 points with them. You looked at one. What is it? 13 of the last 14 day games versus non-ranked opponents. UAB's got a shot to win this outright, but take the points. I'll take UAB plus the 7.5. I think they keep it close.
Blazers for high ride. Brian B.
Yeah, I hate to disagree with my good friend Jovan here, but I'm going to have to take the Villanova Wildcats here, laying the points. They would have been a premium pick, but I just don't trust the Wildcats. But I do think that they're one of the best 500 teams in college basketball next to UCLA. There's a reason you're laying points with a team at 500, and Providence comes in at 14-7 on the year. Providence has covered 4 of the last 5 against Villanova, but I just think this number looks off here. I think out of this time slot, I would take Villanova, lay the points.
I got a 2-team parlay here in this slot, man. I got a 2-team parlay. I'm rolling with both my guys. All right. Of course, we're on the Green Wave. They finna beat up on Temple. They just finna beat up on Temple, bro. Green Wave, double-digit wins, thumb down. Temple free falling right now. I know Tulane technically hasn't been playing very well, but when you kind of look at when you play I just think Tulane's strength of schedule has been much tougher than when Temple has done, and I think this is a perfect get-right opportunity at home for the Green Wave. And then I hate to disagree with my guy Wayne, man, but come on, them damn Jackrabbits, man. I love South Dakota State, man. I was on them when they beat up on South Dakota the first time. Blew them boys out, took them behind the woodshed, and at home this time, I think they do the same thing. They own them. They're the real South Dakota. South Dakota's fake. South Dakota State's the real one. I'm on the Jackrabbits now. A 2-team lay for me here in this spot. Roof.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Tulane with you, Jay, but I'm gonna go with Providence and the points against Villanova. This Villanova team continues to be one of the most disappointing teams in college basketball. Kyle Neptune's seat is extremely toasty right now. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets let go. I mean, this is not the standard for Villanova basketball that the boosters expect to see. I mean, this Villanova team, I mean, they're only a game above 500. I mean, last year you kind of thought maybe there's an adjustment period to Neptune. Maybe that's why they struggled, but maybe it's just time to admit that this team just isn't very good. Providence, this is still a really solid team. Brought back some pieces even after Ed Cooley left. Kim English has done a decent job with the Friars, and 5-1 against a number on the road. Like I said, I don't have any interest in laying points with Villanova right now, so give me Providence and the points.
Providence for Ruffalo. Romanelli.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the big number with Arizona. I mean, this is a really good spot for a team that's so good at home. They're one of the best home teams in college basketball, and they haven't been able to host Stanford in quite a while. They played them at Stanford, obviously, earlier this season, lost. They played at Stanford last year and lost, and they played them at a neutral site in conference tournament play, but they haven't gotten to host them. So this is a big revenge game, and, I think Stanford is a solid team, like David mentioned. I think they're, a decent team, but on the road, I can't trust them here. Not good enough on the boards. I think Arizona has a big advantage on the offensive glass. And I just think Arizona, we saw what they did against Cal. I think they can do the same thing here.
There you go. Arizona. Now, before we leave college hoops, is there any meat left on the bone? Anything one of you guys missed? Anything you want to go back and check off before we get out of here? Anybody?
I think Romanelli's right with the Arizona Wildcats. I would lay the points with Arizona.
I just want to add on about that South Dakota State game. I mean, South Dakota State is clearly the best player in Zeke Mayo. He's gonna make a lot of money this, in the NIL if he decides to leave South Dakota State. And it's a rivalry game. There's gonna be no mercy there. I think you're right there with South Dakota State. I think they just absolutely whoop them.
My boys, I like them Jackrabbits. Like Wayne made a good point. They haven't been, just profitable at home this season, but they'll be profitable beating up on South Dakota. Let's see if they can do it. Let me see. I was looking at that SMU UAB game. I do believe SMU is the better team, but I think that is too many points, bro. The way UAB playing right now, how can we pass it up? It's kind of my thought process. I saw the switch from UAB when they went and beat up on Tulane, or when they beat up on Tulane at home. Green Wave. So me, y'all know I lock in on teams. I like to watch them, see how they do, things of that nature. And when you do that, you get to see a lot of the other teams they play, and you kind of, Anyways, I think UAB is playing really well right now. That's a lot of lumber to lay. In all honesty, if you want a huge plus money dog, sprinkling on UAB money line might actually be a pretty decent spot today. All righty, fellas. Let's get to the NBA, the National Basketball Association. We got a nice card. How many games we got today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it 10? 10-game card. Let's do what we did yesterday. Let's pair them up by twos so we're not here all day. But I think it's a really good card. Jam session again will be dropping after the morning show. It's a long morning. But first game up, we got the Wayne Scotts, the Orlando Magic, out on the road facing the David Raceys, the Detroit Pistons. It's the marquee matchup of the day, in my opinion, man. Blockbuster. Can't wait to watch it. I'll actually start at the back. I want to hear what Jovan has to say on this one. Jovan. All right. Well, I'm sorry. We're doing Magic, Pistons, and Suns, and Wizards. Wizards, 11.5-point home dogs.
Yeah. The thing about this game is that both teams have been covering it. Orlando seems to have righted the ship. Meanwhile, Detroit, they've been covering games. The only game they didn't cover is when they were 3.5-point favorites against Washington. But I'm gonna have to side with the Magic. Just the spread to me is just too low to rock with or to give any real consideration to the Pistons. If it was 9, 10, maybe 8, I would be able to back them. But at this number, I think the Magic get it done, win handily. Somewhere in the 8, 9, 10 range. So yeah, give me Orlando minus the points.
Orlando laying the points for Jovan. David, the battle of your boys. What they doing today?
Yeah. Like we were talking about before the show, they've done okay against the spread recently, but they've been getting those big numbers. They backdoored the Clippers. Was that Friday night?
I love that game. Ooh, backdoor of hell, boy, because they getting their ass whooped.
Yeah, and the Cavs, I think they were 10 points underdogs in that one, if my memory serves me correctly. They did beat up on OKC, which was just so random. But it's tough to trust this team. 6 wins on the year, 4 wins at home. If I had to take a side, I'm going to take the Magic, but I actually think we see a lower scoring game here. Orlando's been very good defensively. The Pistons can get out of sorts really quickly offensively. I know they put up decent scoring numbers recently, but it doesn't take much to throw them off their game. I think we see a lower scoring game here, and I think the under 228.5 is the best play in this one for me.
Under and a lean towards the Magic for David. What you like in these two, Shane?
I'm not touching that Magic Pistons game with a 10-foot pole. But I think I'm going to fade the Suns here. They've been decent at times, but I mean, for a team that's 27-21, has there been a bigger disappointment in the NBA? They haven't looked good. They really haven't even looked like they've ever really been a contender this season. And it seems like this is a type of game where they struggle. Just when you start to trust this team again, they struggle. On Friday, they gave up 129 points to the Hawks. They couldn't slow down Trae Young. And this Wizards team, although they've struggled their last couple of games, they've been picking up some solid wins. They've been a little more competitive. They're at home here. I mean, this feels like a game where they lose probably by 7 or 8.
Wizards plus the points there for Shane Mickle. Hey, y'all know me. The Suns have been on a fade list all season. So we'll see. I'll talk about it in a second. Wayne.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Shane right there. I like the Wizards here, just getting way too many points. Like Jay has mentioned all year, pretty much. Phoenix just getting for how they play and their record, they just get way too many points just based off their name, and the books just don't want to adjust at the moment. And I think it's the same thing. They're on the road getting 11 and a half, 12 points. This Washington team can score, and this Washington team is playing better defense as of late. And Phoenix is a high turnover team. Washington doesn't really force a lot of turnovers, but when you make mistakes and them extra possessions, that's all you need to cover a big line like this. So I'm going to take Washington at home to cover.
Washington at home. Let me ask you two guys a question. Does that injury report for Washington make you guys nervous at all?
Not at all. Kuzma plays no defense, and I looked the last time when he played against the Sun, he had like 14 points. So I think the person that comes in for him can score 14 points at least. Kisper's a good 3-point shooter.
Not really. I mean, this is more for me just a fate of the Suns. I don't trust them laying that number. I mean, besides maybe the Pistons, any team they'd be playing right now, I wouldn't be comfortable laying 11 points with them, especially on the road.
Fair enough. Hot Rod, what you like in these two?
And in these two here, for me, maybe a couple plays. I like a prop play. I like Paolo Banchero to get over his assists. He's hit 5 straights over his assists. He loves to pass the ball. Definitely not a ball hog in that regard. Over 5.5. Nice plus 125 on that in the first one. And in the next game with the Wizards and the Suns, I'm going to take the over. Wizards 30th on defense. I know they have been improved a little bit on defense, but this Suns team can score. I think they easily score into the 120s. I think as we've seen the Wizards scoring as well. I think both teams score enough and we get it well into the 240s and we get over. As we seen in the earlier meeting was an under. This one's an over. No defense played in this one on Sunday. I think the over. Wizards Suns.
Points. For Hot Rod over. Brian B, what you got for me?
Talk about prop bets. My Ben Simmons prop didn't come anywhere close to cashing yesterday in that triple double.
They hoop, they hoop.
That's got the cover. That was the important thing. That's got the cover. But this time slot here, this section's kind of rough for me. I'll lean towards taking the Detroit Pistons plus the points. Magic have great road cover record of 17-10, but they got the Miami Heat on deck next. This is the type of game where the Pistons get a layup at the end, and you have the Magic laying 6.5, and they're up by 8. And they give up a layup. I'll take the Pistons plus the 6.5.
Pistons for Brian B. Romanelli.
Yep, give me the Pistons. I can't trust a team that doesn't score many points to lay this kind of number on the road. I mean, 108, 129, but they lost that game. 113 against the Suns, that was impressive, but then 106 against Memphis. It's like the margin of error is really, really slim when you're only scoring less than 110 points and you're expected to cover a 7-point spread on the road. So, Detroit's an ugly team. We know that, but I can't get there with Orlando as a road favorite at this price.
Fair enough. Chris.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go double dogs here. I'm going to take the Pistons. I'm going to take the Wizards. The Wizards game's just a fate of the Suns more than anything else. And talked about with Orlando a couple days ago, they managed to pull out the win against the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I think that was more about the Timberwolves shooting themselves in the foot in the fourth quarter than it was about Orlando really doing enough offensively to put that team away. So I think the both dogs have a shot here to keep this one within the number. Give me the Pistons. Give me the Wizards.
Look, can I do this for Mitch real quick? We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Stop beating the Magic.
I'm with you, Wayne. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like the spot for the Magic. Let me say that first. I don't like the spot. What is this? Their 5th road game in their last 6 games. I hate that spot. I hate that spot for damn near any team in the NBA. But Romanelli, I kind of gotta disagree with you, my man. I trust the Magic. I mean, The Magic are the best ATS team in basketball. There's no team better for your pocketbook than the Orlando Magic. They're better than the Thunder currently.
How many times are they laying 7 points on the road?
All right, here you go. I got you. As a
not just a road favorite of 1-2 points.
I'm just saying though, but like this is the Pistons too, though. It's the worst team in the league. So it's like they've
only been a road favorite 5 times.
They do show me that they hope on as an away favorite 4-1 against the number.
What's the average spread there?
I don't know. I don't have that up in front of me.
It's about 5 points. It's about 5 points. Well, no, I'm saying they win by about 5 when they win by about close. It's close.
All right, Pistons money line. I didn't want to do it, but you made me.
And then as a favorite in general, they're 11-4. The Magic are just head and shoulders the better team. And the thing is,
of course they are.
When they play the bad teams, they take care of business more often than not, usually. And if they're going to compete this season and get into the playoffs, they have to win these style games. And
winning and covering is different business when it's 7 points.
I get you.
You're talking about Orlando, right?
Yes.
2-2 against the spread as a road favorite is 6 or more this season.
2-2, 6 or more.
6 or more.
Okay.
They beat the Spurs by 10 as 6-point favorites. They lost to the Grizzlies outright. Beat the Wizards by 8, laying 7, and lost to San Antonio by 18.
Okay.
But that was going back to last year. So this season, 2-1 against the numbers, a 6-point plus road favorite.
Yeah.
All right, Pistons -6 alternate spread. I didn't want to do it, but
I kind of agree with y'all if the Pistons were not giving up so many points recently, giving up about 122 points. So the Orlando's bad offense doesn't really worry me here.
Yep. So I'm on the Magic in that one. And then I'm going to lean towards Washington in the other one. It's just a pure fade of the Suns, too. I'm just in fade Phoenix mode. They're just overvalued every day. Every damn day, they're just overvalued, bro. It just is what it is. They're the Suns. They got KD, Booker, and Beal. And they're the third worst ATS team in basketball. 18, 29, and 2 against the number. We're hitting at a 60% clip fading them. I'm going to keep fading their ass.
They're on the 7th game of their road trip too, so they're probably anxious to get home.
There you go. That's what else I was going to say. Exactly, David. Exactly. Washington. I usually like betting Washington more on the road. They seem to play better against the number on the road. But if this is a spot, come on, Washington. Like, bro, come on, bro, please. Stop trash ass. Damn. Speaking of trash, let's go to the next 2 games, man. We got the Grizzlies on the road facing the Celtics and the Pacers versus the Hornets. I'm going to lay the huge number here with the Celtics. I know they've been terrible against the number here recently at home. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. We're just in that spot of the season where nobody really cares. I mean, teams care, but there's it's that little spot between the All-Star break where like these games are not as meaningful. You're not going as hard at the beginning of the season. You're not in like must-win situations as you are in the end of the season. They've been winning games. I still think the Celtics are the better team, or the best team in the NBA. I still think they're going to win the finals. Today, though, I think because they haven't been playing their best brand of basketball at home, this is a spot where they're just going to take a bad team behind the woodshed. Like they're probably going to be up like 15, 20 plus in the second quarter and go and win this game by 30 just because they are who they are. Get right spot at home. I like Boston in that one. And then that Indiana Hornets game scares the crap out of me. It really does. Charlotte has just been a fade. We've just been fading Charlotte and just been cashing. It's been fun. This one make me a little nervous. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte snuck in the back door. I really wouldn't. And y'all know I love the Pacers. I love the Halliburtons. I love them. They're on my list of teams. I don't like laying 9.5 in this spot, though. I really don't. I lean towards Charlotte. I'm not betting that game, but I like Boston. I think they're going to woodshed the Grizzlies. Ruffalo?
I'm going to say something sounds completely crazy. You either lay the points with Boston, you just sprinkle a little bit on Memphis money line because
I kind of agree with you, to be honest.
It's like we've seen teams disappoint in this spot before. This should be a layup of layups for the Boston Celtics going against the Memphis Hustle of freaking G League right now. But I don't know. It should be a Boston Woodshed spot, but I mean, this is a Memphis team that's still 500 on the road this season. So, I mean, like I said, I don't blame you for taking Boston here, but if you're looking at the other side, might as well put a couple bucks on Memphis money line just to have some fun with it. But the one I am going to go with here is the over between the Hornets and Pacers. These are two teams that have 25 letters in their alphabet, absolutely no D whatsoever. It's going to be a track meet here. I know that there's some guys listed on the injury report for Indiana, Halliburton, Mathurin. Doesn't stop me here. I think this is going to be a track meet, top to bottom. And I think LaMelo's out for the Hornets as well. Cool. Give me the over here still. No interest in backing any sort of defense be played in this one.
Romanelli.
I will lay the points with the Boston Celtics. You know, at the beginning of this G League experience for the Grizzlies, they had a few games where they just went bonkers from three, and they, won some games, they covered some spreads, and because of those unsustainable results, we still get good prices fading Memphis, and this doesn't look like a good price on paper, but this really is a G League team, and I think that Boston takes care of business, especially off a loss. I'm much more willing to lay the points with them because they lost their last game. So give me Boston.
Brian Bittler, what you liking these two?
I tell you, Romanelli, he's speaking the words right out of my mouth. I think out of the first 4 games, the Boston Celtics are clearly the best bet. Don't be scared off by these tons of points here. Boston off that loss, embarrassing to the Lakers. 1 extra day of rest. Memphis kept it within 2 in November. I think Boston just crushes them here. I'll lay the points. I think they win by 30.
Blowout Central. Hi, Rod. Do you agree?
Yeah, I got to agree to Boston winning big in that one. But do I want to lay my money with and pray that they cover a 20-point spread? No, I'm not going to do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's just I don't want to lay that kind of number because we've seen Boston where they jump out to the big lead and then they cruise to the finish. And this is one of those spots that we were seeing Boston after a loss when they get mad. They usually come out mad and they usually kick the snot out of whoever they're playing. So I get the angle for laying it with Boston, but it's just a pass on that one for me. So we'll go to the other game, which I think I think that's too many points. The way Charlotte plays, they're 2-8 against the number, but they're at home here in this one, and Indy hasn't looked good. They've been up and down. I think I'm going to hold my nose and take the points with Charlotte. I think they got a shot to win it outright. Sprinkle a little on the money line. I think they could beat the Pacers today.
I kind of got that same gut feeling, right? I do. I don't want to bet that. I don't want to, but might got to.
Got to. It's either you go over here with Memphis, and I'm like, who has the better shot, Memphis or the Hornets to win outright? I think you got to go with the Hornets a little. Motivation-wise, Boston's gonna be mad. I think they really do.
I got a plus money dog for y'all here in a minute. Y'all already know who it is. If you already know.
Take a guess.
Wayne, what you like here, my man?
I'm on the other side of both of these, man. I have no choice but to take Memphis with the 17.5. Boston just 3-7 in their last 10. They're not doing good defensively, and this Memphis team, they've only lost to Boston by 2 in their last time out. And you look at that game, they were still depleted then. So the depletion of Memphis doesn't worry me. They've been next man up all season. This to me is a 13, 14-point game. 17.5 just seems way too high. And then on that Charlotte game, ain't no way I'm taking Charlotte Hornets with just Miles Bridges and Miller and no bench. Like, come on, are you guys kidding me? Indiana minus 50,000.
Yeah. I know. I can't. Do I want to switch up on my Pacers, man? They're my boys. They're my boys. Shane, what you like here, my man?
I like the under in that Grizzlies Celtics game. I know the Celtics defense hasn't been great as of late, but like the talk has been, this Grizzlies team is basically a G League team. They've struggled to score, and I think the Celtics defense gets right here. The only thing that concerns me about this game and this total is that Boston has one of those quarters where they score, 55 points or something like that. They jump out to the lead. and then somehow it goes over just because of their scoring. But I think the under is a good play there. And then that in that Pacers Hornets game, I think the Pacers either win by like 40, or I think the Hornets win outright. I think that I mean I'm not saying it's a great bet, but I think that there's at least value in throwing a couple dollars on that Hornets money line, laying the 9.5, just because. I mean, with a team like the Pacers that play zero defense, they're going to lose games because of it. I think this could be one of those situations where it happens. I'm sprinkling a couple dollars on that Hornets money line.
I might got sprinkle on that Hornets money. I just got my gut telling me to do it, and you Shane and Rod, they might have talked me into doing it. Wayne, I'm with you. Like on a normal night, the Pacers should blow the doors off of these boys, and they've been getting their doors blown off. But I don't know. David.
Yeah, I'm with Wayne here on both of them. I think it is asking Boston. They should win easily, but ask them to win by 19 points, 18 points is a tall task, especially when they're fourth quarter, end of the third quarter. They're probably going to all be on their backups. I think Memphis, they've dealt with injuries all season long. They're coming off of a 20-point loss against Golden State, but they've been decent at battling. I think they keep it closer than that. And then in that Pacers game, I like Indiana. I just think, obviously they're the better team. We all know that. But I think the spot is fine for them. They're coming off 3 losses, and I think this is a spot for them to dominate a game and get back in that winning column, get back to feeling good against a Charlotte team that is horrible. So give me the Grizzlies and the Pacers here.
Jovan.
Yeah, I'm on the over in that Indiana Charlotte game. It's just a situation where we already know that the Hornets are going to give up a boatload of points. The question is, are they going to contribute to the point scoring? I think they do against a Pacers team that, they've been known to give up a lot of points themselves. And I think that with this one being in Charlotte, Brandon Miller's playing well. He should go off. Cam Miles Bridges, bounced back from his poor performance last game. I think he does. So I expect both of these teams to score to push this one over the total.
There you go. All right. Let's go to the next two. We got the Clippers at the Heat, laying 4.5. And we got the House of Disappointment, the Minnesota Timberwolves, laying 7.5 at the crib. Jovan, start with you in these two, my man. What you like here?
As much as I want to roll with, I really never want to roll with Miami, but as much as this is a Miami spot, and they should come alive in this one. They did win their last couple games. I just think that the Clippers right now are just sending a message to the NBA that they're for real, and this is just another game, on this road trip where they, handle business. Just really, just to put it that bluntly, I got to roll with the Clippers in this one. There's really not much commentary to it. It's a Miami spot to be sure, but I just think that the Clippers do what they're supposed to do. They have, far better talent on the team, and they're, clicking on all cylinders on both ends of the court. So as long as the referees let these guys play the way they let them play in Boston, it might get ugly over in South Beach.
David, what you like in this slot, my man?
Yeah, I wrestled with this Clippers Heat game for a while. I really wanted to take the Clippers as a premium, and I couldn't get there. I think they're the play, but I just wasn't 100% sold. I mean, I'm going to lean Clippers, just like Jovan said. They're rolling. It is, I think, their 7th game of a road trip too, or 6th or 7th. But they've dominated. They put up 136 on my Pistons, 125 on the Wizards. They're scoring plenty of points, very talented. I'm going to lean the Clippers, but it wouldn't shock me to see Miami come out. They broke that losing streak finally. They've won 2 in a row. I know they were home against the Kings and then against a bad Wizards team, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them come out strong here, which is why I didn't take the Clippers as a premium. Then the other one, Houston, Minnesota, Houston's just been so bad on the road. I do think it's too many points, so I lean Houston in that one, but I wouldn't touch it because of Houston on the road.
Fair enough. Shane, isn't the Timberwolves your team?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately, kind of, but unfortunately also.
What you think about them this year? Are you excited? Do you think they can do something, or is it fool's gold?
If they can figure out their fourth quarter issues, I mean, this is a team that they really feel like they could make Western Conference Finals. But I mean, one interesting thing about this team is the fourth quarter issues aren't just creeping up against teams like the Thunder and the Celtics. They're creeping up against these teams like Houston. I think it happens again here. They for some reason they go iso ball. They forget how to score. It does scare me a little bit that Houston's on the road here, but the backdoor cover is definitely in play. It doesn't matter how many points are up, 12, 14, 20. Houston always the team that's trailing always has a chance against the Timberwolves in the fourth quarter. And I think it happens again here. In that Clippers Miami game, I don't really have an opinion either way. I don't like that game at all.
For sure. Timberwolves. Hey, we'll see if them boys can hold on and make it interesting down the stretch. See if they can. I think honestly, the Timberwolves probably gave the Nuggets the toughest series of every team last year, even though it was first round.
I mean, it might sound terrible, but the team I'm most concerned about in the playoffs is OKC. I think we match up well with the Nuggets. It's OKC, I think, and the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been a terrible matchup all year, so those two teams scare me. I think that the Nuggets, is a team that they actually have a good shot to beat in the playoffs.
Somebody shouting you out for your write-ups. Yes, Shane's not on the on the weekend show very often, but he has a ton of written content over at the sites. Talk to him about that a little bit before we move back to Wayne.
Yeah, definitely. There's three of us on here writing. Sports Chat, Pick Dogs, all college basketball games, and I cover UFC and English Premier League on Sports Chat Plays too. So make sure to check out all the written work. The videos are great, and I love watching all the videos. But on most games, you can get three opinions if you go between the videos, Pick Dogs, and Sports Chat Plays. So there's always good information in the written form too.
Yes, sir. David and Chris also do writing, but they always here, so we're not gonna give them no shine. Nah, I'm kidding. Check out all their content over at the site, man. Wayne, what you like hearing these two?
Yeah, this LA game and Miami game is tough. I get Miami does get up for the better teams that they play against, but they're just not playing good right now. And I know we say, oh, they won a few. They beat the Wizards and they beat teams that aren't good on the road. They're 0-5 as home dogs, which they are in this situation. LA's they just been strong against Eastern Conference. They've been strong as of lately. Good, strong rebounding team. Offense efficiency second, defense efficiency ninth. LA is just balling right now, and I can't go against it. Miami just gonna have to show me here today. I'm gonna ride with the Clippers here.
Clippers for Wayne. Rod.
And for me in these ones here, I like the over between the Heat and the Clippers. I think both teams kind of got a track me in their hands. I think we can get into the 230s in that one, and that gets us up and over the total in that matchup. And then the also disappointment. Yeah, I got to go with the Rockets. I think they can play some defense and keep it closer than the 7.5 in that one. I know they haven't been the greatest on the road of the Rockets, but Minnesota. Yeah, I think that's just too many. I like the Rockets plus the points in that one.
Brian B.
Yeah, I'm not in love with this time slot, but if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably take the Miami Heat plus the points. It's just, this is game number 6 on the road straight for the LA Clippers. They probably were out partying in Miami last night. I'll take the Heat plus the points here. I think they sneak one out.
Romanelli.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Heat plus the points. It's a tough road trip, like Brian mentioned. I mean, 6 straight games to ask them to now cover the spread is a sizable favorite. A solid team at home, Miami. Not as strong at home this year as we've seen in recent years, but I'm going to go Miami. I think they could. I think it's going to be ESPN game. I think it's going to be a close one. I think they'll have their chance to win it outright at the end.
Roof.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this on these two, but I'm throwing them.
Are you staying in the house of
Oh no,
disappointment?
I left the keys in the drop box. I threw them away. I threw them in the pool.
All right.
Yeah. No, give me the one I went back and forth on. Sorry, was the Clippers Miami game because I really want to take the Clippers, but it makes it extremely tough. But yeah, no, screw the Timberwolves. Give me Houston. I'm tired of getting burned by this team. 18-5 on the year, sure, at home, 13-10 against the number, which doesn't sound bad, but still, they're still just only a game above 500 against the spread this season. The Houston Rockets, 5-16 on the road, 9-12 against the number. Numbers aren't great, but this team has a defense that travels. Ime Udoka normally has this team playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. I think they go on the road and they think they battle on Minnesota hard. Could take this one down to the wire. So give me the Houston Rockets and the points.
Chris, bro, we never can catch each other in Minnesota, man, because I think I'm staying in the house of disappointment tonight.
No, I turned down the sheets for you, so you're good.
I think I'm staying there tonight. I don't like the Rockets on the road, bro. I just don't. I just can't. The Rockets are the most night and day team in the NBA. At home, money. On the road, fade. It's really not even that complicated. Minnesota, they're the house of disappointment for a damn reason. And they're probably going to be that here. I would not be surprised at all if exactly what Shane said happens, because that's exactly what happens with Minnesota. And that's why they earned the nickname for me last year, because it happened too many times. They look good. They be hoping. And then you check your phone again. You're like, bro, Minnesota. So I lean towards the Timberwolves in that one. And in the other one, come on, bro. I don't care what the YouTube comments say. I don't care how many times Mitch tells me in his little YouTube comments voice, I cannot, and I will not stop fading the Clippers. I'm fading their ass. I'm taking Miami, money line. I agree with some of the guys here, man. It's a terrible spot for the Clippers. It's arguably one of the worst spots I've seen all year. They're on a significant road trip. And not only on their own significant road trip, but like they're on the other side of the damn country. They've been there for a minute. Like they were in Washington, then went to Detroit. Now from Detroit all the way down to South Beach. It's just, you know what I mean? This is a West Coast team. It's a bounce back revenge, or not a bounce back, but it's a revenge game at home, at the crib for Miami as well. As the Clippers beat up on them in Los Angeles earlier in January. Miami's fairly comfortable at home. They're getting healthier as well. I think that's the key part for Miami. They're getting healthy. I'm on Miami here. Hey, you guys know, I hate betting Miami in Miami. That was my favorite spot last year, just to fade their ass down there in South Beach. But as a dog here, I think they actually win the game outright. I think they get the Clippers outright. Roof, what you selling today, my man?
I got a couple things on the go. Got a $19 college hoops best bet. Also got that as part of my college basketball 3-point play, and just put up an NBA play as well. But best value, we always talk about it. Go with the long-term pass. Pair any of us up. Promise you guys can't go wrong. Another loaded week of action ahead, so definitely jump on board.
Romanelli, what you selling today?
I got a 3-pack with my three favorite basketball plays: 2 college hoops, 1 NBA. Got my bank shop best bet. And like Rufalo said, those long-term plans, like my season pass and college hoops, always the best way to go to save and win big.
Brian B, what you selling?
Coming in ranked number 1 in college basketball. If you guys are looking for just one best bet, go grab my titanium play. 19-6-1 last 26 for 76% hit rate. 48-19-1 last 68, 72%. Or you can get all 3 best bets in my 3-pack over at pickdogs.com, just $50.
All right, what you selling?
For me today, I've got 2 3-packs. I've got a 3-pack in the NBA, and I've got a 3-pack in college hoops. And then I've got my top play in the NBA singly, my NBA drop and dime play, 15-8 this year on it. And then my 10-star college basketball mega money blast. Scoop that up, add some money into your pocket. Join me today, and then let's crush the books.
There you go.
Love today's card.
4 plays in total. Got my best bet in the NBA. I have my second NBA play packaged in with 2 college basketballs that I love on that small card today. So you can get my 3-pack or my best bet. We can get rocking today.
There you go, Shane. What you selling today, my man?
No, I got a 3-pack, 2 best college basketball plays, best NBA play. $39.99. I kept it pretty light today in terms of plays, but I really like that 3-pack.
There you go. Hop on with Shane at Pick Dogs Premium. David.
Yeah, I got a afternoon 3-pack in college hoops, and then I got a NBA best bet, and then a nighttime college hoops. So 5 plays total. Like the guys have said, long term's the way to go. Value wise, you get a lot more picks for your buck. But either way, head on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Let's have a day.
Let's have a day. Jovan, what you selling?
I got a 3-pack in the NBA, 5-pack in college basketball, also a 3-pack in college basketball. 8 plays in total. Jump on something long term, get more bang for your buck.
There you go. I have a 3-pack in the NBA as well, and I have my NBA play that I hit 3 in a row on the play of the day. 9-1 last 10 NBA plays. We've been red hot these last 2. After that cold streak, we know the cold streak was been the last 2 weeks, but these last 2, we're gonna absolutely smashed it. The Mavs held us from a back-to-back NBA sweep yesterday. It's terrible when it's your own team. But looking to keep the momentum rolling forward. You guys can hop on with me at Pick Dogs Premium or pair me up with one of the guys here on the screen. Guys, jam session. Again, it will be posted as soon as I finish with the morning show. If you ever need updates on anything like that, if it's ever not posted, follow me on Twitter. I update you guys. Follow me on Twitter. All right, we got 3 games left. Let's pair them all together. Let's do the last 3 on the card. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies laying 8.5 on Toronto. We got the Milwaukee Bucks on the back end of a back-to-back. 2.5-point home dogs to the 2.5-point road dogs to the Utah Jazz. And we have the Denver Chicken Nuggets laying 14.5 at the crib. I'm on all the favorites to close out the day. I'm on all of them. I'm on the Thunder. I blindly bet the Thunder. Second best ATS team in basketball. They win by margin. They go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. More often than not, they're undervalued. The books are starting to catch on. The Thunder are just flat out one of the best teams in the league, and I think many people still consider them middle of the pack. That's why we're able to catch so much value on them more often than not. That's why they're so great against the number, and they're just a really good basketball team. Raptors, I don't like the spot for these boys out on the road. Thunder have won by margin all season. They're going to take the Raptors behind the woodshed. Bucks on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. They looked terrible in that first half against my Mavs yesterday. Had to expend a lot of energy late in that game. Came back and won it and covered. Surprised to see that happen, but they did. Now with travel heading up into Utah. Utah is kind of similar to Denver, where they got a little home court advantage thing going on there. And we've seen that pay dividends this season, as the Utah Jazz said with me. They go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib, as they are currently the best home ATS team in basketball. 16-6 against the number at home. They've covered in 72% of their home games. I think they match up really well with Milwaukee as well. They're going to beat them boys. I like the Jazz there in that one. And last one for me, the inventor of stupid, dummy, crazy, the Denver Nuggets. You will never hear me say I'm fading them in Denver unless it's like the Thunder. The Thunder are like the only team I'll fade Denver and Denver for. We just seen them beat up on the Blazers. I believe they covered in that game. Well, I believe they did.
No, they didn't.
They didn't? What was the line in that game?
They didn't cover by 1 point, but they didn't cover.
It was something like that. It was something like that. And this one, I think they do cover. I think this one they blow them out. They did win by margin, and they didn't cover. What was that line? 12.5? I think it was.
I think it was 13, and it's 12.5 today.
Yeah, okay. I like Denver in that one though. I'm not touching Portland in the road on Denver. I can't even get my mind there. Maybe one of these guys can give me an angle to do so, but I like Denver there. So that's what I like to close out the day. Ruffalo, what you got?
There's a couple of them I like. A couple of them I agree with you on. I like OKC. You know me with my Toronto Raptors. Fade Central. Just can't get on board with this team. Like I said, I feel like they're focused on next year, and this is a good core to carry into next year, but it just doesn't do us any good right now. The Thunder still, like you said, one of the best teams in the NBA. The one I really wish I could have put the Jazz in as a premium, I just couldn't get there because I'm so worried because I don't see Giannis or Middleton on the injury report. And I know the Bucks have been terrible in terms of covering the number for much of the season, especially on the road. But if I was going to lay 2.5 with the Jazz comfortably, I'd want to see that those guys were on the injury report. So it just makes it a little bit uncomfortable for me, even with the back-to-back and with travel. But I do lean towards the Jazz there, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Blazers in the points. I just think this is a sleepy spot for the Nuggets. I'm not saying they don't win this game. I'm not saying they don't win this game by 10 or 11 points, but that doesn't help us if we're laying 14. And we've just seen the Blazers cover against the Nuggets a couple days ago. Like I said, I think this is just a spot where the Nuggets have bigger fish to fry. They're not viewing the Blazers as a threat here, and they're not going to be. I just think it's too many points. So give me the Blazers and the points in this one.
Romanelli.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with the Utah Jazz here. This is actually a solid home favorite team against the spread 6-2 this season. Milwaukee letdown spot after their miraculous comeback victory that didn't, when you look at the final score, it didn't look like they made a comeback because they won by 12, but they were down by 25?
20. Like, we was up like 25 in the first quarter. Oh my God.
So it's crazy to, that's the NBA for it. It's like, I don't know why. I usually, if I'm watching an NBA game, put it on in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. That's all that really matters because, man, I mean, you're catching, 4.5, 5 points at home. You're up 24 at the end of the first quarter. You got no shot. How about that? But, yeah, bad spot for Milwaukee, in my opinion. Utah's been a good home favorite. I'll take the Jazz.
Utah. Brian B.
I'll tell you what, this is Captain Obvious's favorite time slot. Hey, I got to say, I love this time slot. And I tell you what, Utah Jazz, I think they're the best play on the board today. Bucks forced straight road game out of 5. They're on a back-to-back. Jazz off 2 days, one of the best home cover teams in the NBA. I don't know how you could go wrong with the Utah Jazz. And if you want to bet me a hat on Toronto and OKC, you have to message me when we go off of here because that's a game.
Brian always trying to get me with them OKC games. I got to watch you in them OKC games because you're actually pretty good at knowing when to fade them.
I like the Thunder. Don't get me wrong. It just seems too easy to take the Thunder here at home. And you got a lot of bets in action on the Thunder. I think it's dropped about a point. Nobody loves Toronto Raptors here, but I like the crappy teams. So, contact me if you want that hat bet.
Let me think about it. I might text you here in a minute. Hi, Rod. What you like here in this slot, my man?
In this slot, you look. I like the Jazz in the spot, getting the Bucks on the back-to-back. You look, the Bucks haven't been horrible on the back-to-back, really. They won 5 straight back-to-back spots, have the Bucks. But the Jazz at home, this is where they hoop. So I would leave the Jazz in that one. And OKC, here comes a couple sleepy spots. I'm going to take the Raptors plus the points. I think OKC wins this game, but the Raptors keep it close. One of those late throw, huck it in 3, and like, hey, there's the backdoor cover from the Raptors. I kind of agree with Brian there. Definitely not making him a hat bet. For some reason he steps up when he wants to make a hat. Yeah, no, run the other way. Yeah, he's good.
1-1. Me and Brian were 1-1 this season. 1-1.
I think I 1-3. I think I got him for 1, but usually he just finds that spot and it's like, no, not gonna do it. So, and then Denver comes out and what is it, 6 straight failed to covers against Portland. So I think Portland can get the backdoor cover there as well. 2 backdoor covers, Raptors, Portland.
Wait.
I'm on the same too. Raptors plus the points, and I like Portland plus the points. Raptors just in a sneaky spot. They've been playing good on the road, and they're getting the guys back. Poto coming back at that center position is vital for them. Strong rebounder, strong defender. I think they match up well with OKC, and I just don't want to take OKC with their second best player on the team missing easily is Jalen Williams. They haven't been playing too well since he's been missing. So until he gets back, it's hard for me to look OKC's way, even at home here. Just too many points. And as far as that Portland game, I was on Portland against the Nuggets the first time, and I'm going to do it again. Portland's playing solid defense. They're actually getting Sharp back, which is a 20-point scorer off the bench. And Denver, while they went stupid, dummy, crazy last year, top 5 team is home favorites. They're only they're about 12th as far as a home favorite, a little over 500. And when they win these games, they've been about a 9 point. So 14 points just seems a little bit too much for me in the spot where Portland has been playing better and again healthier.
Fair enough. I get it. As I said, I kind of blindly just like the Nuggets at home. I don't look to fade them often. But if somebody had a valid reason for Portland, I get it. I really do. Shane.
Not really any interest in that Toronto Oklahoma City game. In the Milwaukee game, I like Michael Beasley under 12.5 points. He's cashed the last 5 games. In that Portland game, I really like Portland. Portland, has been playing a little better as of late. 5-5 straight up, 7-3 against the spread over the last 10. And this Denver team, they haven't really been blowing teams out. Getting some of that's the competition. They played a tough schedule coming in this game. But they haven't really had that taste, of a 20, 25-point victory. I think Portland puts up a fight here. I think it might be one of those where you sweat it out all the way maybe to the final bucket. You might need a final bucket there to keep it within the number, but I like Portland here.
Blazes. David.
Yeah, I guess I'll be the lone wolf. I like the Bucks here on the road. I know Utah has played very well at home. Milwaukee on a back-to-back. But assuming Giannis plays, which I guess you never really know with the NBA, it's been a little better this year. But assuming he plays, I a little better. But lately, there's been a couple popping up last minute. But I like the Bucks. I just think very good team getting some points here. I think they could easily win this game. Like I said, I know Utah plays well at home, but I'll take the Bucks with the points, and then I'll be with everyone else. I do like Portland against Denver. It's never easy on these back-to-backs either, playing a team twice in a row for the team that wins the first game. But Portland done a good job of being competitive recently outside of that 16-point loss in San Antonio. But I just think I'm with Chris here. Denver's got bigger fish to fry, and I don't really think they're overly concerned with a great performance here. So give me Portland.
Jovan, close us out, my man.
Yeah, I'm on the over in the Trailblazers Nuggets game. No adjustment in the total. Same total as it was in that first one. And it's just a situation where Denver's going to score their points. And I think that the Trailblazers should be able to make this one interesting going into the fourth quarter. So they're going to have to score some points because they're not going to be able to stop on what Denver does. So I believe that they should get to 110, and that should make for this one going over the total.
All righty, fellas. Well, that brings us to a lot of people's favorite segment of the show. A segment we like to call here at Pick Dogs Parlay Time. Roof, lead us off, man. You always lead us off with the lays. What you got for us today?
All right, let's go with the Rider Bronx, college hoops. We'll go with the Tulane Green Wave and the Providence Friars.
I'm sorry, what was the last one?
Providence Friars.
There you go. Hey, they're my boys, the Green Wave, man. The Tulane boy. Romanelli.
Give me the Detroit Pistons on the money line, the Utah Jazz on the money line, and the Davidson Wildcats on the money line.
Dog hunting from Romanelli. Or the Jazz, not a dog, but still. Money line parlay from Romanelli. Brian, what you got for me?
Utah Jazz laying the points, Miami Heat plus the points, and the Wisconsin Badgers plus the points.
Right.
And for me, we're going to take UAB plus the points, the Houston Rockets plus the points, and the Toronto Raptors plus the points.
Wayne.
Gonna go with the Magic money line. Just make sure I try to get you guys a winner. Indiana. We'll take the spread on that one, and I like Minnesota with the spread in this one.
There you go. He had to put his team in there. I get it. He's gonna be watching. Shane, what you got for me today?
I'll do Rockets plus the points, Badgers money line, and then Illinois laying the points.
David.
You take Arizona spread, Davidson spread, and give me the Bucks on the money line.
Jovan.
We'll go with a short two-teamer. Pacers, Hornets over, and Trailblazers, Nuggets over. I'll put $100 on that thing.
2 totals for Jovan. I got a 3-teamer. Tulane, laying the points. South Dakota State, Jackrabbits. And the Miami Heat, money line. Fading the Clippers' ass. That's the end of the show, fellas. We appreciate each and every one of you that joined us. Our best bets are the ones on the premium side. Money making Sunday. Let's smash it per usual. Hey, we got a ton of great content between all of us here on the screen. Roof, written content, video content every day. Romanelli, bank shot breakdown, MLB rundown on the horizon. Be on the lookout for that. Brian B, he drops a video series every day as well on the channel. Check out Brian. What is it? Fast? What is it? I'm sorry. I forgot.
Sharp Contrarian predictions daily.
There it is. Hot Rod, hockey videos daily. Hockey gonna be back. Is it back tomorrow?
Hockey is back tomorrow. 2 games.
Check out Rod with the hockey videos. Wayne, you can catch him on the drive-through with Tony T. A lot of the time throughout the week. We gotta get Wayne doing some more videos here soon. But
we got a boxing series that I don't drop enough, but that's because it just hasn't been too many great fights lately. And the one that I wanted to talk about, the Fury Usyk, the big heavyweight fight, it's been pushed back because Fury had a major cut in sparring, so he pushed it back. So got a little more time to break that down before I get that out to you guys.
There you go. So be on the lookout for that. Check out Shane. He's on the drive-through with Tony T a ton. And he also does, like we talked about earlier, a ton of written content over at the site. David does a ton of written content at the site as well. And he usually, you can see him here on the weekend shows and with Tony T. And you can catch Jovan with Tony T as well throughout the week and usually Saturday and Sunday. And then you can catch my jam session every day and the week morning show with Roof, Mitch, Romanelli Wednesdays, and Costi Monday and Fridays. So money making week, Super Bowl week coming up. I know we'll be breaking that down extensively this week. We appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls out there. Let's make some money today. We out of here. Peace.